5 most mysterious deaths in the Bible. Shocking and unexplained. Death is inevitable, but in the Bible, not every death was ordinary. Some were sudden, some were terrifying, and some, they defied every rule of life and death as we know it. These are the 5 most mysterious deaths in the Bible. Strange, unexplained, and powerful. Let's begin. 1. Enoch, the man who never died. Genesis 5 verse 24. Enoch walked faithfully with God. Then he was no more, because God took him away. Imagine a man so close to God, so righteous, that he didn't even taste death. His name? Enoch. The Bible tells us Enoch lived 365 years, a short life compared to others in his time. But what made him unique wasn't how long he lived, it was how he left. Enoch walked with God. He wasn't like the wicked people of his day. While the world around him turned further from righteousness, he remained devoted to the Creator. And then, one day, he was gone. No sickness, no pain, no final moments. Just vanished. The scriptures simply say God took him. No grave, no remains, no explanation. Taken alive into eternity. Even in the New Testament, Hebrews 11 verse 5 confirms the mystery. By faith Enoch was taken from this life, so that he did not experience death. He could not be found, because God had taken him away. But the biggest question remains, why him? Was it because he was sinless? No, all have sinned, but Enoch was different. He pursued God with such devotion that instead of facing the fate of every other human, he was simply removed. A foreshadowing of something greater. Perhaps. Could he return someday? That's a mystery for another time. But one thing is clear. Enoch was a man who never died. 2. The sinister fate of King Herod, devoured by worms. Acts 12 verse 23. Immediately, because Herod did not give praise to God, an angel of the Lord struck him down, and he was eaten by worms and died. A king, dressed in royal robes, standing before his people, basking in their praise. The crowd shouts, "This is the voice of a god, not a man." And Herod, he accepts it. Pride, arrogance, blasphemy, and then sudden agony. Without warning, he collapses. He clutches his stomach, his body writhing in unbearable pain. And before the horrified crowd, worms consume him from within. Not days later, not weeks. Immediately, an angel of the Lord struck him down, not by sword, not by poison, by worms. Some historians say he suffered for 5 days before finally succumbing. But whether in an instant or over time, one thing is undeniable. This wasn't an ordinary death. This was divine judgment. 3. The mysterious death of Moses, buried by God himself. Deuteronomy 34 verses 5 to 6. And Moses the servant of the Lord died there in Moab, as the Lord had said. He buried him in Moab. But to this day no one knows where his grave is. Moses, the man who confronted Pharaoh, the leader who parted the Red Sea, the prophet who spoke with God himself. But after leading Israel for 40 years, Moses was told he would never enter the promised land. And then, he climbed Mount Nebo, alone, no crowd, no witnesses, no family by his side. And at the top of the mountain, God showed him the land from afar. And then, Moses died. But here's where it gets strange. The Bible tells us that God himself buried him. Let that sink in. The creator of the universe personally laid Moses to rest. And to this day, no one knows where his grave is. But it gets even more mysterious. In Jude 1 verse 9, we read something shocking. But Michael the archangel, when he disputed with the devil and argued about the body of Moses, did not dare pronounce a railing judgment, but said, "The Lord rebuke you." Wait, what? Satan fought for Moses' body. Why? Was it a battle over resurrection? Over prophecy? We may never know. But one thing is certain. Moses' death was no ordinary passing. 4. The haunting end of Judas Iscariot. Matthew 27 verse 5. So Judas threw the money into the temple and left. Then he went away and hanged himself. Judas, the disciple who walked with Jesus, who saw the miracles, who heard the truth. But for 30 pieces of silver, he betrayed the Son of God. Guilt consumed him. Despair overtook him. And so, he ran to a field, the field of blood. And there, he hanged himself. But here's the twist. Acts 1 verse 18 gives a disturbing detail. With the payment he received for his wickedness, Judas bought a field. There he fell headlong. His body burst open and all his intestines spilled out. Some say his body hung in the sun until it rotted and fell apart. Others suggest a branch snapped, sending him plunging onto the jagged rocks below. Either way, his death was gruesome, and his soul was lost. A tragic, horrifying end. 5. The prophet killed by a lion, a chilling judgment. 1 Kings 13 verse 24. As he went on his way, a lion met him on the road and killed him, and his body was left lying there, with the lion standing beside it. A prophet was given one simple instruction: do not eat or drink in this place. Do not return the way you came. But he was deceived. Another prophet lied to him, convinced him to disobey God. And as he left, a lion attacked him. But here's where it gets eerie. The lion did not eat his body. It did not attack anyone else. It just stood there, watching, a chilling sign that this was not a random animal attack. This was divine judgment. Final thoughts. Some deaths are natural, some are violent, but these were mysterious. From disappearances to divine judgment, the Bible reminds us that life and death are in the hands of God alone. Which of these stories shocked you the most? Let me know in the comments. And remember, no one escapes their fate. Subscribe for more biblical mysteries